All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you, I suppose, a live stream. We'll see how many people show up. If you guys can hear me, can I have someone just confirm for me that my mic and everything is cool? Just so I know. I never sure with the live stream stuff. I always have to kind of check it to see. But if you guys missed it, I did the review earlier for the Walking Dead season 10 episode 9 already, so the mid-season premiere. And then we did a video predictions for what we think is going to happen in episode 10, which is the Stalker episode, where it looks like Beta is going to invade Alexandria. So can I have at least someone tell me in the chat if you can hear me okay? Maybe everyone's sleeping right now. So, hey, dudes, can you hear me? Sizzle, can you hear me okay? Just let me know, just so I know. And Joe. And I've got a bunch of your guys' questions from earlier, too, so we'll get into a whole bunch just like it. Hey, Chase. Okay, great. Hey, thanks, Joe. I appreciate it, man. So Joe says loud and clear, so we're good. And I think, does it reverse? It reverses the image. So you see what I mean? Like, it's like backwards. So my logo is like the opposite. Negan's going the opposite way, right? So I know I don't have any alpha, here to go with Negan. Yeah, it like flips the image, right? Whatever. You can see the turtle. Where's turtles? Okay. Yeah, there. Turtle. See, it's all backwards on me. Yeah, right there. Okay, there we have it. Yeah, so cool. The middle of the night. Yeah, it's true. It's the middle of the night. Well, it is the middle of the night, but we just saw the episode earlier tonight, so I'm still kind of pumped from it. It was fun to see the Negan and Alpha stuff, so I enjoyed that. And also wanted to see what you guys thought about the episode. So what did you think about it? It felt like there wasn't as much hype, maybe kind of as usual for Walking Dead for this episode. I did get a few comments earlier today that people forgot it was even returning. So for February 23rd, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe it's just the amount of episodes they've done, the amount of years they've done it for. But we've got some good questions, and I want to see you guys kind of weigh in on this one as we're doing it. This will be fun because you guys can give your thoughts below. So wanted to start with, a lot of people are annoyed about Carol because she keeps getting everybody killed and everybody in trouble. Megan Wagon said, kind of annoyed at Carol, to be honest. But what do you guys think? First, we'll start with giving our thoughts on whether or not we think that Magna and Connie will survive the collapse or the being buried alive or being underneath the thing when it collapsed. So I went through and I watched the trailer for the second half again. There's a whole bunch of different trailers they released. There was like the first one, which was after the mid-season finale trailer, and I went through it to try and find out if you could see any scenes with Connie and Magna or any pictures with them outside of the cave, which would tell us, right? If we see Connie and Magna somewhere else, then we know they're going to survive. But I looked through, and at least on first glance, I wasn't able to find any. I thought there was a trailer that had a clip of both of them fighting at the hilltop against the Whispers. So I think they do survive. I think they will. Raka here says, I think Magna lives, but Connie dies. Now, she is cast, I think, in is it Marvel's Eternals? Something like that. She's cast in one of those Marvel movies. So that would make sense that maybe you have Connie be killed off and then Magna survives. That makes sense to me. I think Magna will survive. She's pretty strong as well, too. But I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if both of them just survived and both of them managed to find some other kind of way out. Because what felt a bit weird about the episode I mentioned in my review is you have all these Whispers coming in at different spots, especially at the end. At that point, it just felt ridiculous because they have to like crawl into this spot and they have to go through all these little tight spots to get there. And then you just have these Whispers that all of a sudden run out at the end, right? Literally they're like the worst fighters ever. We had a few comments about the Whispers being like stormtroopers, which I thought was good because it's like they can't kill anything, right? It's like Robert Frank 615 said, Trev, who do you think are better fighters, the Whispers or stormtroopers? And it's like, yeah, it's true. In this episode, it felt really bad, especially because Kelly's so young, and she's like, her and Magna and the others were on the road for a long time, so they would have developed some skills. in self-defense and stuff like that, depending on what weapons they have. But it just felt weird to me, like you're killing off all these whispers and they just kind of come out of the woodwork. Again, like I said, video game in the review, right? It's like what it is. So, but yeah, so to go over, to finish up that one, I think either both Connie and Magna will survive, or maybe just Magna. But I'm pretty certain Magna will survive, because in the comics, she was like right up till the end. She was really important later on, even past this part, like way later on. So she was in it like way through. Yeah, so let's see what you guys have said about that. Yeah, Nikolai also says, I don't think they're dead. Hey, Trav says, Harvey Lee. So, hey, Harvey Lee. Let's see who else we got. A big fan watching you from Louisiana. Oh, thanks, Brent. Yeah, hope everything is, the weather's nice down there. So that's cool. Mission to be a man. So stressful day. Say something to make me laugh, Trev. What'd you do today, Mission? It's Sunday, right? So what did you have to do today? I'm just relaxing. I'm on vacation this week, so I took a week off work so I can do my taxes and shit. So that's cool. So gonna do some relaxing this week, make some videos, have some fun, stuff like that. I'm gonna buy some booze maybe tomorrow. Probably some dark rum or something. Let's see. Yeah, Eternals is the movie that she's in. That's what she's wanted. Yeah, she's coming up. What up, Big Trev? Hey, 404, how you doing, man? I got clipped by a 16-year-old driver. Oh, sorry to hear, Mission to be a man. What kind of car? Do you have a nice car? Did he wreck your baby, like a sports car or something? No drinking, Trev. Simba doesn't like it. Nothing wrong with drinking, man. You can have a little bit. You just got to be. Especially if you're off, if you're off, then it's fine. You just got to be careful with it, right? You don't want to get waste to the point where you're going to puke and stuff. That's no fun. So yeah, you can have a little bit. It's not too bad if you can, control it, right? So Misunderstood had a good comment from earlier about Negan and Alpha with the quote, he's all for it. Well, I think it's in Negan's best interest to go with it. It helps to keep his head off a pike. Imagine if he had said, girl, I'm just not that into you. So, Misunderstood has a good point. Can Negan really say no? Yeah, it's a good point. But the way the scene comes across to me, it feels like Negan is all for it. It doesn't feel to me like he doesn't want to. It feels to me like he does. And, that's the way I interpreted the scene. So I didn't interpret it so much as like an R scene, I don't want the algorithm to go crazy on me here. An R type scene where, like Alpha forces him to do it or something like that. Kind of like she did before with the knife at the crotch thing. But, I got the sense just from, the way Negan reacted to it that he actually was all for it. But will he turn on her pretty soon and try to kill her or something? Because Beta's gone, right? So Beta is off chasing down Gamma, and Negan knows that. So if Negan wants to strike on Alpha, now is the time. However, I think there's still a good number of scenes in the trailers and stuff with Alpha in them that would be after this. So I don't expect to see Negan kill Alpha right here, even though this kind of feels like to me is about the best time you're gonna, the best chance you're gonna have. Beta's gone. You're kind of far away because she walked him away. So if Negan wants to assassinate Alpha, now is the time to do it. So we'll see if he actually does that. And I'm thinking, I guess I would predict probably not. What do you guys think will happen with that? Do you think after they, do it, that Negan will try to kill her? It's the best chance he's probably going to get. But I'm going to say I don't think so. And we'll go through the titles pretty soon, too, maybe tomorrow or the next day. I think some of the titles have been released for the later episodes. I think one of them is called Look at the Flowers. So it still feels to me like maybe Carol's the one who has to get that kill, because Alpha's like a Carol villain, I want to say. So maybe Negan, I'm not sure exactly how he escaped, but maybe Carol did not send him to kill Alpha. Maybe Negan just is like all in for it, and then later, Carol will get Alpha or something. You guys can write your comments about that one as well. Thomas Nocter says, hopefully episode 10 will be a Scott episode. So I don't know, Tom, a Scott episode. They should use Scott more because, man, they don't, that's one thing about Walking Dead right now when I'm watching these trailers with you guys and stuff. And we see like who's in Alexandria, which characters are around, which characters are getting focus and are getting spotlight time. It's like, damn, dude, there's there's like nobody left. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, damn, man. Like, when you have Gabriel and you have Rosita as your forefront characters, like right there, it's like, what? Like, that's who's leading your episode is Gabriel and Rosita. It's like, you remember a time when they were like, C or D characters or something like this. I guess, are we now to consider them Walking Dead A-listers? I guess, it's almost like we kind of have to, if they're going to be at the forefront for several episodes or half season or something like that, like they kind of were in the first half. It's like, I guess they are A-listers now. I guess we have to look at it that way. Code N said, in both Alpha and Negan are pretty average looking. I mean, average looking people have sex. Calm down, guys. Code N doesn't like it. I don't know, Code. You think that Negan's average looking? I kind of take offense to that because I think JDM is pretty handsome. No homo, but thanks for the $5 sim. A drink's on me. Cheers. So thanks, man. I appreciate it. And if you guys want to do super chat, you can. But yeah, thank you. You don't have to if you don't want to, but thank you guys for all you do. There are a good number of people that do contribute still to the Patreon, patreon.com/TrevStan2. So thank you guys for everybody who contributes there and does that. But, just for watching still and for commenting and for being there for me, you guys, I appreciate for all that stuff as well, too. But he's handsome. I think Negan's handsome. How can you say JDM's not handsome? Isn't he like, don't the girls love JDM? Isn't he like, I don't know, all these different shows he's been in or whatever? Doesn't it, I'm not a girl, but doesn't it do something for the tall, dark, and handsome thing? Isn't that a thing? I don't know. So Sizzle wants me to do a workout live stream. I don't know, man. Some people didn't like we do some workout videos and stuff like that. They're not a fan. So at least for now, we'll stick to Walking Dead. Who knows about the future, what we'll do. And, we'll get into some different stuff and things like that. We'll have to see what the next like really good series is. I want to say like, aside from Walking Dead right now, maybe Stranger Things is like the next like really good series. But the Stranger Things creators said they were only going to do 5 seasons, and the 4-season trailers, the teaser trailer, is out now. So if that means if they're only going to do 5 seasons of Stranger Things, that means it's almost over, right? And that also goes to show for you guys like how impressive the run is that The Walking Dead has had. For The Walking Dead to have a run that has been 10 years, is in the second half of its 10th year now, to add on Fear on top of it, to add on a couple seasons of World Beyond, and then to add on the movies, it's had an incredible run already. So, if we have to have Gabriel and Rosita and Aaron's spotlight episodes, well, we should just be happy it's even still on, because you say, Tariq says 13 seasons is enough. Well, you say that, but you're not counting Fear, right? That's the thing. So if you count Fear, then you have to go 10 and a half or 10, because the second half is already done. We're just watching it now. It's already filmed and everything. 10 full seasons of Walking Dead and 5 full seasons of Fear. That's 15 seasons in total. Plus World Beyond is 2. That's 17. Plus season 6 of Fear, plus the others. Walking Dead license has been just, pretty soon, when you add them all up, you're going to be at 20 seasons of shows in a couple years. That's pretty impressive. And I know a lot of people might not watch World Beyond, or they might not watch, Fear as much, but you still have to count it because it's still part of that universe. And even when you have crossovers now, it makes it even more, with Morgan and stuff, it makes it even more part of that universe. Although right now it kind of feels like it'd be cool if we still had Morgan in the original Walking Dead, but and Dwight and some of those characters. But it's all good. It's all good. They spread it out a bit. Different people get different time. It's all good. So Brandon Boss says, I'm nervous that the reason we aren't seeing Negan much in the previews for the coming weeks because something happens to him. Either that, or I don't want to spoil his story with Alpha. Well, the thing is, Brandon, is that we see some pictures of him with the Whisperer mask on. So he is in the previews. He's just with a Whisperer mask on. So I guess after he bangs Alpha, he gets awarded with his mask because he ended up being right about Gamma. And, that showed some skill on his part to see that ahead of time when Alpha did not see it. I think it is safe to say Carol is too far gone, said head work. So, right now, but if she's able to kill Alpha later or after Alpha's gone, she'll probably come back to normal. Like things will be the karmic, balance will be restored for her, and she'll be feeling better. Like, okay, she got hers. That whole thing. Goji fan says that I hate Carol. So that's what it is. Shadow Dice Gaming. Do you think Rick is going to die in the films? So we did that video on Friday, whether or not Rick will survive the movies, all three of them. And I said in that one, you can watch it if you haven't seen it. And I said in that one that I think he will survive, and that I'd like to see a happy ending. The one I just came up with to mind is I'd like to see everybody go back to Herschel's farm, and maybe Alexandria gets destroyed, maybe the hilltop gets destroyed, and in the end they go back to Herschel's farm, they rebuild it. It's a familiar location. It'd be special for Maggie, and Rick retires, Maggie kind of leads or something like that, and you see something like that. That would be cool if they could do something like that. So, but will they? I'm not sure. Daryl Dixon, thanks for the $2, Daryl. Wolves not far in the new World Beyond trailer. What? Well, the Wolves are in the World Beyond. I don't know about that one, man. World Beyond, yeah. So, okay, so what's the deal with World Beyond? So it's going to be 2 years. So what do you guys think about that? Now, keep in mind, at first, they didn't say it was going to be 2 years. They did the trailers, they did the stuff, they did the first season, and then they confirmed it'd be a 2-year limited series after the fact. So it kind of feels like for World Beyond that they weren't sure at first. They started production, they did it. Maybe they watched the first season through mostly, and they thought, okay, let's do 2 seasons of this, and then we'll end it off. So is that because maybe World Beyond wasn't as good as they wanted it to be? What is the reason for that? It does start off, I think, with a plane crash, right? With World Beyond, something like that. You have is it a CRM partial community of 10,000 people or whatever it is? And then you have the kids and everything like that. You have kind of the colorful teaser they just released, which is very Stranger Things-esque. So I guess for me, my impression, and same with what you guys have said over time here, is World Beyond sounds like it's basically The Walking Dead, Stranger Things. It's basically them trying to do something like what Stranger Things is in The Walking Dead. Because I do think Stranger Things is really amazing. It really saddens me that it's in a streaming format, so we can't do like a weekly thing over the course of the year the way we do for Walking Dead, the way we did for Game of Thrones. It's so sad to me. I do love getting all the episodes at once, but the thing is, when you get them all at once, you don't have anticipation between the episodes, and people just watch the whole thing and then it's done. If they spread those out and they did it per week, we could do like a weekly review and have fun and do everything like that in between. But because they don't, what can you do? It's still an incredible series, and probably the best series that I think has come out since The Walking Dead started. Since The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones started, I'd put Stranger Things as like the next new license. So, that's really good and has some promise. And it looks like it's going to be ending early. So, and then Better Call Saul is back too, which I didn't get a chance to watch yet, but I do want to watch that soon. And maybe I'll do a review for that for you guys. A few people have asked for that, Better Call Saul. So it took a break last year, didn't it? It had a whole year off. So man, it's been a while since Better Call Saul, but released. But I want to watch that. I love Better Call Saul. It is definitely a lot of fun. Headwork says, been watching you and The Walking Dead for years. Now I feel old. So Headwork. So thanks, man. Hey, Headwork, tell me in your next comment how old you are and when you started watching, because I love to hear it. And that's true, man. I feel that way too at work, and not to get sad here in the live stream with all you guys. I love hanging out with you guys, by the way. But it kind of saddens me, but I'm just so happy that we're able to connect on this and that we're able to have so much fun together over the years. But it does kind of sadden me that it feels like the years are going by so fast. Yeah, it's like, damn it. It's like, I'm 33. When I started the channel, I was about 22, 23 when I started making videos, and that's a long time, man. So, but, I'd like to continue going on forward with you guys, and thank you guys for all your support and everything you do. It just helps us kind of continue. But yeah, I feel a little bit old too, their head works. So let me know how old you are now. I want to know. F. Choppin says, for the Walking Dead writers, when will the Walking Dead writers make Michonne say, for Wakanda? So, yeah, man. So you got to be happy for Denai, right? For her to go off and be successful in the Marvel universe too. It's just something, man. Like, the thing is like, once they get exposure like that on a show like Walking Dead, like even look at Connie's actress, right? She's going to be in a Marvel movie too. It's like they get exposure there because so many people watch The Walking Dead that they're just, everyone knows them after. So they're going to be able to go and do different things. We did a video earlier today on Chandler Riggs, and it sounds like he's doing well, Carl. He was in A Million Little Things, and he's acting, and he's snowboarding and hitting his head and stuff. No, it sounds like he's doing well. If you guys didn't catch that video earlier today, it's a pretty good one. And he reveals in it when Andrew Lincoln told him that that he was going to leave Walking Dead, and it was basically, you know, right after Andrew Lincoln found out that Carl was going to be killed off in the mid-season finale of season 8. That's when he told Chandler that he was going to, you know, it'd be a long run for, it's been a long run for him too. So yeah, man, not to get too sad. Let's try to bring it back. I get choked up here. I can't wait for Better Call Saul tomorrow. When does it air? Is it on today or tomorrow? Better Call Saul. I'll have to check. I haven't seen. Yeah, Dan says worst decision ever. Yeah, it's true. Tariq Thompson says, you Canadians are so nice, LOL. We actually are ridiculously nice for the most part. Like, you know, getting fights when I was younger, or beating kids up a couple times, and you know, I'd go apologize and I'm sorry, I punched you, hope you're okay, you know, stuff like that. It is true. We say sorry for everything. What is the joke in Anchorman? I think, did they use Jim Carrey for that? I forget. When the news team with the hockey sticks, the Canadian, they come through the hockey sticks, and then they say sorry after they hit the person with the hockey sticks. That's real life. I have apologized to people after I've got in fights with them and beaten them up a little bit. I apologize after, you know. It's like, I don't know. You know, you do feel bad though. You guys ever do that? You get in a fight, you beat someone up, and then you apologize, you say, oh, you know, I feel bad. I beat you up. I'm sorry. Shouldn't have done that. I feel bad I slammed you in the rocks. I shouldn't have done that. Little kid tried to kick me in the balls one time, so I slammed his ass. I picked him up. I just slammed him right in the. It was like gravel. It wasn't on concrete. It was in gravel though. But you could tell. You guys ever get slammed afterwards, and you just, you know, you can't. It rocks your whole body. You can't function too well after. You kind of get like, you know, it's like slight paralysis. Like you can still move, but it just rocks you, right? And I'd like to see Beta slam somebody, right? Maybe in Alexandria. I'll smoke somebody. Yeah, maybe Scott will fight Beta, as Tom Doctor said. Hopefully it's a Scott episode. Maybe Beta will kill Scott after all these years. Put him out of his misery. He's tired of being in the background. Well, I think with Scott, you know, he's Sonequa Martin Green's husband, if you guys didn't know. He's Sasha's husband, Scott in Alexandria. You either, you know, him and Laura too. I feel like either use them or just kill them off. You know what I mean? Like give them a Terra type of situation, like, you know, a Pike scene or something. Like, if you're not going to use them after this many years of them being on the show, they've earned it. They've earned a few more scenes. Give them a few more scenes, you know? It just should. Artsy Cat says, Negan's going to need some antibiotics. After with Alpha. And someone mentioned that she didn't even wipe either. It's like, aren't there any leaves around or something you can use? I don't know. Whispers are nasty, right? They just live. They're just like animals, live in the mud and stuff. It's just like, wow. Horde Hunter MED says, how many kids does Carol have to lose before she goes batty? What do you think? Think about it. Well, he's right. I mean, her behavior is, you know, her behavior makes sense, I think, in a lot of ways, because she has lost so many kids that she's taken under her wing. And then the one that she finally has that survives for a while with Henry, this crazy bitch cuts his head off, you know, so, and then trolls you about it afterwards. So Alpha is a troll. She's a really, really good troll. You got to admit it, right? James W. says, don't feel ashamed, Negan. After 10 years in the joint, I'd smash Alpha too. And sorry, Daryl, but by the time Connie and Magna get rescued, Connie's going to be a lesbian. Oh, nice one. Magna will convert her, right? So I don't even know what to say about that. I think somebody asked in the live chat here, said, if you were Negan, would you take Alpha up on her opportunity? So let me know what you guys, let's see this is what's good about the live stream. Leave your comments below. Would you have taken Alpha up on her offer? And I figure some of you guys probably would, because you wouldn't want her to cut your head off, right? So you probably would not be, you wouldn't be able to say no because you wouldn't want her to do it to you. But would I say no? Yeah, I would just run away. You know what I mean? Or yeah, because you can't really kill her, right? Well, I guess you could kill her. You could kill her and then run away. I just wouldn't want to live with the Whispers anyway. Just run away from the start. They're just freaking crazy, man. Austin, awesome sauce. Thanks for the $5. Austin says, Trev, love your videos. Do you think Daryl versus Beta rematch is on the horizon? Yeah, I think so. I think we're going to get to see a rematch between Beta and Daryl. I expect Beta to leave Alexandria after episode 10, still alive. Maybe wounded is why he has to leave. Maybe he gets partially shot or something like that, and then he has to kind of wounded Beta, get out of there, wander off, that kind of thing. But I do expect to see a Daryl versus Beta. This guy, Daryl. It's crazy how much he's so at the forefront now, because I got a figure of him right there. And then, Rick, I still got the Rick stuff. Rick behind there and Rick over on up here, right? So, it's sad, man. It's sad that we haven't gotten even a trailer or anything yet for the Walking Dead movies. But, at least Andrew Lincoln did the target practice thing where he put the zombies thing. That's kind of cool. I'm excited to see him come back eventually. It's kind of sad that he'll never be in the original canon series again. It'll have to be the movies. I just hope the whole thing with the movies doesn't just fall apart I don't know, because like a undercooked pie or something, or overcooked pie, maybe just crumble to pieces. It's just I mean, he did promise the trilogy, so he said they're going to do the Walking Dead trilogy. He went for that, and he said it, and it's okay, now you kind of have to do it, but is it going to get done? I hope so, man. So I hope it does get done. Yeah. So let's see what else we got. Nick Gurr says that Magna has a cock. I don't know. She's kind of tough. Yeah. So yeah, do you think Magna has a? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's see here. I did ask the guy to tell me how old he was, but I don't know if he got back to me. Damn it. You get lost in all the comments, right? Too many. Well, you guys keep sending through your comments and stuff. So, yeah, it's cool, man. All right, let's go to our next question. Unless you guys have anything good. Whoa, Trev, you can't say that. Say what? I'm not saying. I'm reading your guys. I'm reading what you guys are saying. Yeah, this isn't me. I'm reading what you're saying. Okay, so Michael's got to go. Michael Perrin says the movies aren't happening. I'm calling it now, bro. They were just saying that they're not happening. A lot of people share that opinion, and let me hear what you guys say about that one. Are the movies happening or not? What do you think? What do you guys think? I'm I feel like they have to happen, and it'd be crazy not to do it because it's just money. It's guaranteed money. If you release a Walking Dead movie in theaters with Rick, with Andrew Lincoln, whatever you do, it's going to work. It's money. There's almost no risk involved. To pay him to do the movie, even if it sucks, if you release the first one, you're still going to at least make your money back minimum. It's an easy investment. It's an easy win, I think. But, it's better than if they would have killed him off. At least this way, it didn't kill the whole, franchise, basically, even though it did hurt over time, I think. So I love your videos, Trev, from Brazil. So thanks, Ponta Grossa. And appreciate all you guys who are watching, hanging out with me a bit. No movies and Rick comes back to the series. It's never going to happen, man. I don't think it's ever going to happen. It's the type of thing where once their contracts expire, they have to re-sign them. And so the person has to be willing to do it. Once people get a certain amount of money, they're not going to re-sign with you so easily. You give someone $1 million or a couple $1 million, and, they've got their house paid, maybe they've got, a nice place or whatever. They've got maybe $500,000 in their portfolio or something. You're going to have to make it pretty lucrative for them to come back. People get pretty lazy once they get a couple $1 million, or at least $1 million. So, and they'll be underselling their value to come back in the series. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope he would, but I just don't see it, man. But what if he's also bombarded with other roles for other movies, which is also true too. He could get other roles as well. He's got one for Penguin Bloom, which, it's difficult for them to pay the same amount for a series as they're going to make in movies. Sometimes they could do it. They could do it for Norman Reedus. They could do it for Melissa McBride. But then if you do it for Andrew Lincoln also, and then you got to pay Maggie, and then you got to pay all these people, then you have to get a good amount of views per episode, or Premiere has to do well, or it's going to be a negative. And they did say that for the last couple of years in the lawsuit information that I think the payouts were like zero to the producers, or it's been a couple of years since they've got almost anything from the series, like Kirkman, people like that who created the show. They haven't gotten much. So I would not be surprised if they're purposefully kind of the imputed fee, if they're spending up to the limit of the imputed fee for the series that it sells to itself from one wing of AMC to another, if they're keeping that around zero or like negative, so they don't have to pay out anything to the others. I don't know, man. It's a good question, but whenever you get into money stuff, so much of it's hush hush. You can't really trace it through. So let's see what we got. Penguin Bloom was trash. Is it out? Is Penguin Bloom out? Protoss? You play StarCraft, man? I used to like StarCraft when I was younger. Is Penguin Bloom out already with Andrew Lincoln as the lead? Is it out? I didn't think it was out. I don't know. Yeah, the Walking Dead movie will be a pretty big budget. Well, it's a movie, so movie budget is big. Yeah, all the movie budgets are big. Yeah, like usually. Yeah, it's not been out yet, Isaiah. I didn't think Penguin Bloom was out. You guys, sometimes I believe what you guys say, and sometimes you tell me nonsense. So it's like, so I don't know I don't always know, whether or not you're saying the thing. Let's see. I was trying to find Headwork's comment when I asked him how old he is now, but he didn't. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm 49. Started watching in 2012. Oh, cool, man. So you're 49. So you were like, 41, 42 when you first started, watching the channel and Walking Dead, man. Oh, that's cool, man. Thanks, Headwork. That's awesome, man. Well, yeah, getting old is true, man. So do you think Morgan will come back for Walking Dead? So Pana Grossa, will Morgan ever come back? Probably not. Probably not, because then they got to shut down Fear. Or, well, they lose him for Fear. So, I mean, I think Fear was a big success for AMC. I think they've probably done really well on Fear, because a lot of these other series they've tried to greenlight didn't work. And they've been able to get a pretty good amount of viewers for each episode of Fear, I think, for several years now, for 5 full years. And it probably didn't cost that much in terms of budget to do it. So, yeah, I don't think they'll bring him back ever. I am happy they did it, though, because in the comics, they just killed him off, and it wasn't that great. So, I'm happier what they did with the TV series Morgan than what they did in the comics with Morgan, personally. So that's a good thing. Did tonight's episode remind anybody of the old arcade game Pitfall? I probably have that game on my arcade. I've got like 10,000 games or something. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it did, man. It reminded me a lot of the video game for sure. Danny Meta Eve Dev says, Gabe, please do not tell me you're talking about the character Gabe off of The Walking Dead season 3 Telltale. Gabriel is what it was talking about. Okay, so for Daniel, I haven't played the video games all the way through. Shoot me if you want to, but I haven't. The reason why it takes a long time. I've been making videos during that time with you guys all these years, and I never did that. So Tariq says Fear needs to end, wants Fear to end. Well, if they did end it, they could bring back all those characters in the original Walking Dead, and then you'd have a nice big roster again, but your cost would also go up too. So, yeah, you can only have so many. So at least it gives us something during the summer to watch consistently throughout the summer. So I don't see how that's a bad thing. Even if you don't like some of the episodes, it's still like, why not? What else are you going to watch during the summer? There's nothing on except for some streaming series that release, like I said, Stranger Things and stuff like that. Let's see, where do we get to in the other comments from the other videos? So let's see. Negan's joke about Alpha cutting his head off afterwards, I think, shows it's for sure going to be Negan who cuts her head off. So Cassie the Chaotic thinks that Negan will cut Alpha's head off. The rest of us think that probably not. Thomas Noctor says, Alpha, taking it like a champ. So that's a good one. I like it. And Braden Bartlett pointed out in this episode titled Squeeze, or is it titled Squeeze, because Negan got the squeeze. So, yeah, I guess so. Kind of gross in a way. I don't know. Mixed emotions about the Negan and Alpha stuff. I thought I'd like it a lot, but when I watched it through, I thought, it's kind of gross somewhat. I don't know. So, Nicholas O'Brien says, Negan and Alpha need soap. And yeah, that's true. It wasn't like, what a weird scene. It wasn't like a romantic scene for me anyway. It wasn't like a romance thing. It was like I don't know. It was just a very strange scene for me. I almost feel like, well, good for you, Negan, but then at the same time, I'm kind of like, is it good for him? I don't know. Get an infection or something. NDJ says, no more Donnie. I don't know. We'll have to see, Indy. Let's not jump to conclusions here too fast, right? Maybe maybe that's not the case. Maybe they will survive. And then Albert Jackson says Carol ruined Daryl's only chance of getting laid. So yeah, well, maybe that's true, or maybe it was on purpose to eliminate the competition. No, I'm just kidding. But so she doesn't have any. People still want to see that at some point. Someone said Bobby A said she ugly. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, well, it depends how old you are, right? I mean, if you're it's probably okay if you're around the same age as Alpha, then it's probably fine. But if you're a younger dude, then you're going to say like, you're not going to like it. It's just what it is. If you're close to age, then it's probably fine. So imagine Alpha's pregnant and Negan names it Carl, right? That's a nice one, Jake. Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't think she'll survive that long. What do you think Negan's plan is? Honestly, right now, after that scene, I have no idea. I did think for a while that Carol had sent Negan in to kill Alpha. But if he doesn't do it now, and it doesn't look like he will because he's got the Whisperer mask on and everything, then, unless he wears the Whisperer mask, kills Alpha, and then tells them all that, Alpha went off some other way or something and then goes back and acts like nothing happened. I'm not sure, man. I mean, but I don't think Alpha's going to die that soon. So I think that maybe Negan's deciding what to do. I think he still does likes, Judith and everything, and some of the others that are back at Alexandria. They weren't that nice to him. But living with the Whisperers is kind of like, it's not that great either. You're crapping like, on the ground and stuff, and they're nasty and everything. But then again, he has gotten a piece of ass rather than being in a cell, I guess. So that's okay. Fuku Sama says, I am gay. What % of the population is gay nowadays? Is it 10%? Something like that? Nothing wrong with it, but there's a lot of gay people now. I just noticed. Like, how's everybody so gay all the time now? That's gay, man. Let's see. Okay, what else we got? Smoke weed every day, says Bobby A. So nice. And Misunderstood said, I'm probably one of the few, but I still like Fear. It's not epic, but it's entertained. So I find that more girls like Fear than guys for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. A lot of the comments I see for Fear that are pro Fear are from the women. So for some odd reason, I don't know why that is, but it is. So there it is. Divine's also lesbian. So hey, Divine, good for you. That's cool. Every stream, same dude saying it. So Daryl, well, we could do it. Like if you guys like it, if you guys want to do live streams, like maybe weekly after the episodes, maybe I could do it each Sunday night around this time. It'll probably be close to around this time. Michael Perrin says, well, that's girls like Fear because Alicia's the main character. You got a point, right? You got a point because as you follow it through point of view, you lose off all the other cars. You lose Nick, you lose Madison, you lose, Travis, Liza, Chris. So you lose basically everybody from the early start. Just Strand and Alicia, and then Morgan comes in to add on as a that's a huge add-on. We got to give it that, right? It's like, yeah, that's a huge add-on. But maybe as a point of view, that's the way they see it. It is kind of sad that Nick isn't still in Fear. I feel like that could have been good for it, but people, it is far for people because he was a UK guy as well too, right? So just like Andrew Lincoln, so that's a pretty far way to go. Every time if you're going there and back and whatever, you're away from your family all the time. So, but I don't know what's he been up to lately. I'm not sure since his time there. I'm not sure if he's had many other roles or whatever. Just don't know. So Grow Prodigy says, are you ready for the real pandemic, coronavirus? Is that how you say it? Corona, right? Virus. Is that true that some lady ate a bat in China and that's where they think the virus started from or something? I don't know. Am I ready for it? Well, I don't interface with that many people. I'm mostly working all the time online, like 50 to 60 hours a week. So I don't interface with that many people on a daily basis. So I'm probably okay. Plus, I think my immune system is pretty good. I'm pretty strong. So I think I'll be all right. And we'll have to see like how widespread it comes and stuff. A lot of times the news, the media, they just spread fear so much. So you see stuff like that and you're like, oh, whatever, they make a big deal about it and stuff. And I guess it is. You got to be careful with viruses. That's true. But, it's just like whatever. They just try to make such a big deal about it, right? That's what it is. Dakota Salviti says, Trev, can you answer this question? What happened to all the guns? Nobody is talking about it. I've been wondering ever since the time skip. Well, basically, here's what happened, Dakota. The time skip was so many years, and you only have so much ammunition out there. A lot of it's going to be burned up in the first couple of years because people are going to be shooting down walkers all the time. So eventually you just run out of ammunition. You just run out of guns. You run out of the ability to shoot. And eventually you have to switch to knives, swords, crossbows, I guess, which his crossbow should be broken down by now. Like that should not work. He also has a dirt bike or motorcycle or something that he built somehow. It's like, it's just, you're going to run out of stuff over time. It's just what it is. Tariq also says, yeah, World Beyond looks like trash. Could be wrong. We got to give it at least a chance of a season, I want to say, before we say it's trash. But the fact that they kind of confirmed it as a 2-year run for World Beyond kind of tells me is like they probably watched it through and they probably thought, strong enough for a couple years, which is, it's okay. But we'll see. Yeah. Convenient they're all carrying around fully charged lanterns. Yeah, the lanterns part is like, yeah, how did that happen? I was thinking at some point they might run out of light, like the light might burn out or something. But then you wouldn't be able to see too much, so it'd be kind of strange. Jake from State Farm says, y'all have dumb questions. So, could the Whisper of War draw the Commonwealth from Thomas Nocturne? I think it will, right? I think that the Commonwealth will probably come in before the end of the season, or at least end of the season, or at least we'll see Maggie return as part of it. So somehow, somehow that's Maggie and the others have to come in. Another one came in from Marlene Liz, who says, can Negan go from sleeping with Alpha to smashing her head in right afterwards? It's like, that's tricky, right? If I don't think you could do that really. Well, psychologically, is that doable? You just do that, and then you switch to assassination. I guess it's possible, but it's probably mixed emotions for sure. You just do it with somebody and then you're going to do that after. It's usually not the case. You know what people usually do? This is very interesting about people. If you guys didn't know this about serial killers and about people in real life that are really messed up, this is very weird. But it's something that I think Freud noticed this when he was doing his work, because he worked with so many thousands and thousands of people. And all he really did was take what they gave him and record it. And then he traced the back causally, and then he went forward. So he said, okay, you're this, you're that, you're whatever. You're a serial killer, you're this, you're a murderer, whatever. What was your childhood like? What was this like? And he just traced it back. And then he kept seeing themes across what different people had done. And then he just traced it forward. And he said, well, if people grow up in this kind of environment, they have this. It wasn't right about everything, but it was a good method to kind of start to figure things out psychologically. But when murderers and serial killers and stuff, after they kill somebody or they do something like this, a lot of times they get aroused by it and then they have sex afterwards. So your question, Morelisa, the way you said it was is kind of backwards to what crazy people do. It's very weird, right? That they do it the other way around. So people are like that. They do that and then they get aroused by it afterwards. So, and that's common. And you can leave comments on why you think that is. I don't know why that is. Is it an animalistic feeling of power or something like that afterwards they get turned on by it or something like this? And it happens with men and women, which is really weird for both. So I don't know about that one. It's very strange, but you can get into that. There's probably some theses about why that is, or what happens with the the drives when people do that, when they murder somebody, why they get aroused by it afterwards. Very weird. James W. says, the Whispers are horrible fighters, always getting their ass kicked worse than Stormtroopers. So he brought it in too. So, and I think that's it for the sheet I had. And we're getting close to an hour, and I'm starting to get close to lose my voice here. So that's it. So Bobby, mommy issues. Do a lot of murders, or people who do that, do they have mommy issues? Actually, yeah, I think when they don't have both parents, and they get sometimes if they get put up for adoption or whatever, they get abandoned. The abandonment causes so much pain that they can be. It doesn't always happen, but they can start to go down a bad path, right? And then it can be really, really bad later on. That's how you get people that become stuff like that. So yeah. HB says Alpha needs to die soon. Trev, who do you think eventually kills Beta? I'll go the simple answer with Daryl. So I'll go with Carol for Alpha right now, and Daryl for Beta. So I'm predicting Daryl's going to kill Beta, and Carol's going to kill Alpha. Maybe that's too predictable. Maybe that's that's wrong. AJ, see you, AJ. All right, see you later, Trev. See you, brother. Yeah, so I think that's probably good. We're at 45 minutes right now. We had some fun. We hung out for a bit with you guys. And that's good. Yeah, I think that's cool. We went through a good number of questions. But listen, you guys can still send me questions through the channel. Check out the review if you didn't see it. If you want to hear all my thoughts through, check out my predictions for episode 10 as well. And then we'll do a video probably in a couple days, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, on giving our thoughts on the titles for the rest of the season, because some of them are pretty good. I think one of them's Look at the Flowers and stuff like that, so that's pretty good. 404 Racer says Trev 2024. So I hope so, man, because we're in 2020 now, right? 404. So I wish, man, I really hope I can do this for another 4 years with you guys, man. I really hope so, because I really love. Good night, Michael. I really love doing this with you guys so much that if I could commit to do another 4 years, I would. I want to. But we have to see kind of where you guys are at and whether or not you want to keep going. Because I kind of listen to you guys. Like if you guys are here and you want to do it, then we can do it. Wrestling with Chickles says that I eat poo, so so not usually. I'm pretty healthy actually. That's a good way to die, eating shit. So it's what it is. So Shannon M says gave $2. So thanks, Shannon. I appreciate it. That's real cool of you. Finally on live with Trev. Love your work, mate. Mates. So Shannon, are you from, well, what is that? $8? Are you from the UK, or are you from, who says mate? I'm trying to think, like, some people do. But to do it forever for Isaiah Long. Yeah, man. The thing is for Isaiah, do you guys think that there'll always be something Walking Dead on? All right, let's go a little bit longer because I just want to hang out. I just want to hang with you guys. Do you think that there'll always be something Walking Dead on? Like, do you think that even after the original series gets to season 12 or 13 and they're out of comic book content, do you guys think that there'll still always be a Walking Dead series on after that for us to cover? Or will we have to kind of go into streaming series more? One thing I thought about, which is an idea, is maybe do reviews for every episode of streaming series anyway. But the problem is that people usually watch the whole season and they don't usually look for individual episode reviews. They just want a review of the entire season. So that's Charmaine says that Aussies say mate. Yeah, I guess they do. Mate. So it's a different accent, right? Like, how do I sound to you guys? Do I sound American to you guys, or do I sound Canadian? Good night, mission to be a man. See you, man. Isaiah, we love you beyond Walking Dead. Well, thank you, Isaiah. I appreciate it, man. I know some of you guys do. Another Aussie here, right? So that's what it is. So Better Call Trigan says Simpson. So that's cool. What's up, Ranch? Did you just join? We've been going for a bit here, man. Actually, we still got 200 people here, so maybe we'll go for a little bit longer if you guys want to. You could do a Marvel content too. So for Coachella Costa, this is the weirdest thing, man. I've just been selling my Marvel Legends collection for you guys. It's worth a good amount, a few thousand, maybe $5,000, something like that. I used to be the biggest Marvel fan, man. I used to absolutely love all the Marvel stuff. Nowadays, I'm just like, I don't know what it is, brother. Maybe the amount of movies they made, and I did like Endgame. Like, I love Iron Man and I love Hugh Jackman's there's another Aussie, right? Wolverine, Australia. Yeah, I do love his Wolverine, right? It's good. really good. So how is someone else going to come in and play Wolverine after Hugh Jackman did? It's almost like, no, Marvel, you better shell out the cash and you better keep Hugh playing it until he's so old, like whatever you have to do. How is someone going to follow that up as Wolverine? Like, you're screwed. Whoever gets cast in that, you're screwed. You have no chance to follow up on Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. You're done, man. But favorite superhero stuff like this, what do you guys want to get into? Do you want to go back and talk about Walking Dead? Do you want to keep talking about different Marvel stuff? Basically, Marvel content. I used to love Marvel so much, man. I got to try to get back into it. Maybe it's my age. Maybe it's just too many. They did so many movies. I'm not so into it anymore. I want to get back into, maybe read some Marvel comics and stuff, but it's what it is. So UFO from flat. Don't say flat. I said, Earth in my last video. I got called the next day on my phone. So it's like, don't say that, man. Stop saying that. The algorithms got me tracked or something. They keep calling me. It's like, stop calling me. They didn't call me for months. I do a video where I say the phrase about the shape of the earth. I got to call the next day. It's like, Trev, shut your mouth, man. You be talking about that, facts.com. Don't you be talking about that? Anyway, let's get back on topic here, guys. People are here for Walking Dead mainly, right? Now we're losing people. We got 194. It's getting late though, too, right? So that's what it is. Good morning from Northern England. So it's morning time right now for Dan in England. It's 11:45 right now. How's it going, Mike? How you doing, man? I'm doing good, brother. Tobias should have a spinoff, Moonchild Krabby. Why do you guys do this, man? You did this about Morales. Like, do you guys know what actually happened with Morales? Were you watching the channel in season 7 and season 8? Do you guys know the Morales thing? So this is what happened with Morales. You guys would not let it go for so many years. Before season 8 aired, I did a change.org petition just because you guys wanted me to, and you kept on talking about Morales for year after year after year. So I did a petition before season 8 started filming, and we sent it to Gimple. And then wouldn't you know, I can brought him back in season 8 in the first few episodes. He brought back Juan. So that's really hilarious. That's one thing that you can say that we influenced in Walking Dead is we had Morales brought back. I don't know if he would have brought him back originally anyway. Maybe he would have. Maybe he wouldn't have. But, you can't help but think. Well, actually, Galen Hurd said that so many of our fans wanted to know that we decided to do it. so that's us. She says so many of our fans. That's us, you guys. That's us. We did that petition. That was us. So that's the Morales story, if you guys didn't know that. So they just brought him back in the series for us. But Gimple's sadistic, though, because he's like, you try to tell me what to do. Oh, I don't think so. We'll bring him back. But Daryl's going to kill him the same episode. So Matt Vanessa says, wants the death predictions for next episode. The thing, Matt, is that we already did the death predictions for the whole half. For right now, I'm thinking Carol, I think, will kill Alpha. And Beta will kill a bunch of people, probably in Alexandria, maybe Scott, maybe like 1 or 2 notables, and then probably get injured and leave. I think Gamma will still survive. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I can do without Magna, but I really hope Connie survives. So, Connie is a fan favorite. Magna is not. Magna is like a warrior type of aggressive. She's a lesbian, so she's kind of a butchie. Is that okay to say? Am I allowed? Don't attack me, girls. It's just what it is. A butchie kind of girl. So she's the top, right? So, We Challenge says, I'm your oldest, or am I your oldest fan, Trev? I'm 55. You probably are. We Challenge, something like that. Actually, I think there are some viewers that are in their 60s or 70s. Maybe there's like 1 or 2 is like in their 70s, right? So they're like Herschel fans or something. They identify with Herschel or something. It makes me sad to think about, Scott who played Herschel, right? So he's gone now, so that kind of sucks. Thora Birch is on Talking Dead next week. So will Gamma die? Will Beta get her? I don't think so. I think she'll survive. I feel like with Talking Dead, you can't base it on that anymore. Once they found out that we were kind of paying attention to who was going to be on Talking Dead, because it might mean they might be killed off, they're going to counter that. So it's what it is. So, how's your night? So here's the problem, Night. This is the thing. I was going to wrap up the stream here, but now so many of you guys are joining more that it's like, you're just kind of coming on. We've been here. So in the end, Mike Regali. So in the end, Yeah, I don't know. That makes me think of Linkin Park song. I used to like Linkin Park in the end, and then Chester's gone, so that sucks. Let's see. Angela Kang said that Maggie's return was right in the nick of time. So my guess is that she saves the day at the hilltop at the last second. Oh, that would make sense that Maggie would be the one to save the hilltop. I like that prediction. I think it's too early probably because that's going to be in a couple episodes. So I think Maggie will show up. Maybe Maggie will save Alexandria in the finale. I think that would make a lot of sense. That would be really cool if she shows up on horseback and they start to pull walkers out with her people. And then you could add in some new characters too with Maggie to pull the others away pull the walkers out of Alexandria after Beta brings in the walker herd that smashes Alexandria's gates down. So something like that. Trev, what do you think of Alpha's skin mask staying on with Negan? And then he's ready to puke. DHC says it, ready to barf. Man, the skin. So she wears her mask, right? So it's what it is. Well, we all wear masks, don't we? I don't know. I guess it's for the look of things, right? She's not nervous to take out the rest of her clothes, but she likes to have her mask on, like that's her. So Isaiah, do you miss John Bernthal, who played Shane? Well, he's an awesome actor, right? He's really awesome. I'm just more happy that he came back in the scenes as Shane in the Rick's last episode. That was more than we could have ever asked for. For him to come back for that I thought that was amazing to see him come back. So he's done more for Walking Dead than we deserve, I think, and that's great. So Shadow Dice Gaming, why did you never do a Stan Lee video? Some more Marvel stuff. Like, again, I know you guys are really into the Marvel stuff. And like I said, I used to be so into it, but I'm just not anymore, man. I don't know what it is. Not that I don't respect the man. I mean, he's the man, so it is sad. I did one for George Romero. Rest in power to George, because I feel like the channel is very, it's zombie focused a lot of ways for you guys. It's really what you guys want. You guys tell me to do what you guys want is what I kind of go for with. But that is sad that he didn't get to make his last zombie movie before he was gone. But it's what can you do? Life is like that sometimes. What the neck is Trev doing on at 2 a.m. in the morning? Hey, Trev. So American Woman. If you guys didn't know, I actually work late afternoon, so I always work until about 2 a.m. or 3. I go to bed at about 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. I wake up at like 3 p.m. in the afternoon or 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and I work late shifts, and then I work on videos after that during the nighttime. Pretty much that's my schedule. I work out at night too, weights in the basement, or sometimes I'll go to the overnight gym. Yeah, he killed it as the Punisher too. John Bernthal was great as the Punisher. Walking Dead TV fans. Will Michonne die, Trev? So Mike or Gally. So we're going through a lot of stuff now. I should save some of this stuff for separate videos, and I'm going to lose my voice. But let's see here. So will Michonne die? I'm going to predict no. I don't think she will, but I could be wrong. Let's see. So it's a good one, and I think that's cool. So it's almost 7 a.m. in Ireland. This is good live. So I don't know. Do you guys want to wrap it? It's kind of tricky, right? Because we're almost at an hour now, and I am going to lose my voice totally. So, okay, I better wrap it now, guys. Thanks for joining me. If you missed the first part of it, you can watch it back again in the channel. I will wrap it here because it is at an hour. I'd love to hang out with you guys for hours on end, but that way other people can watch it back, and it's not like 3 hours or something, and it's not useful. So thanks for watching, you guys, and thanks for all the support. And check out the review if you haven't seen it. Check out the predictions for episode 10 if you haven't seen them. And I'll see you guys back again another day or two with our next video discussing the titles for the next half of the season. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, have a good night, guys. I'll see you. It's Trev saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.